I am Alex Ramos. I am the CEO. I have a bachelor's in entrepreneurship. Some of my skills are leadership, communication, and management.
My name's Carter Jensen. I'm the Chief Information Officer. I'm getting my bachelor in entrepreneurship as well. Some of my skills are forecasting, tech implementation, and financial management.
I'm Dalton Plummer. I'm the Chief Operations Officer, also entrepreneurship major, and my skills have been problem solving and strategic planning for the group.
Hi, I'm Molly Blaskowitz, and I am the Chief Marketing Officer, and I am also an entrepreneurship major with the skills of social media and marketing.
An advisor that we have on our team is Asa Brown. He has experience in growing tech firms. He understands strategic planning and management and experience in entity formation. And what we lack in is that we don't have experience running a business and we do not know how to develop applications. So our story began when we were looking for a business idea and we noticed that some of our group members were spending up to $150 per week. So we figured that we can't be the only ones with this problem. In order to test our hypothesis, we created a survey and sent it out on social media. And we ended up getting 113 respondents, which were all WCU students. From that survey, we found that 28% of students who had 2 or more roommates ate alone on a regular basis. Also, 51% were spending $50 to $200 a week on groceries. This is how we came to the conclusion that college students are spending way too much money on food because they are eating alone. Further, from the US Bureau of Labor Statistics, we found that between 2020 and 2024, the consumer price index increased 21%.
So our solution is the app Kitchen Collab. So our app streamlines group living by combining meal planning and grocery shopping, making it easier for housemates to save money, split expenses, and avoid duplicate purchases. With features for shared grocery lists, personalized meal plans, and simple expense tracking, it promotes a harmonious, budget-friendly shared living experience. So we have tested this out with our own households, and we estimated that in a 3-person household, that we could save users up to $90 a week if they're spending up to $150 a week right now on groceries. And so we're estimating that we could reduce spending to about $40 a week. And with CPI increasing 21%, we're trying to limit the amount of unnecessary food that is purchased, which can lead to less money being spent overall. So here's some pictures of us actually doing this with our roommates, some of the meals that we've cooked. We try to keep it pretty simple, and we found that it was really easy, a lot cheaper and efficient to do this. And we also found that it was a lot of fun, and especially for people who are inexperienced cooks, who are kind of like, the task of cooking is kind of daunting to them, and it's a lot easier if they get to be with their friends and make it more of like a fun thing. So we found that it's a lot more fun for your inexperienced cooks to be with their friends and learn how to cook together and enjoy a dinner.
So this is the application that we created in Figma. And what the application will do is it will help find recipes that are within your budget and in your restrictions. So whether that's allergy or dietary restrictions. So users can create a group with their roommates and find cost-effective recipes for everyone. So the way the app works is that it will use local grocery store inventory to track prices. So users can add these items to their list, and at the end of the list, it will have a cost per person.
Okay, so our target market. So our app, we're targeting college students between the ages of 18 to 24. Our app allows college students to make the kitchen a less intimidating place, and by doing this, it allows roommates to discover different ways of cooking while having fun and becoming closer with their roommates. We're also targeting any roommates in general between the ages of 18 to 38. We found that according to the Washington State Department of Ecology, that the average American family wastes about $1,500 a year on just food throwout. So that's $125 a month. So if roommates are looking to save a little bit of money and manage their waste, this is also a good option for them. So now to our market opportunity. So according to verified market research, the recipe app market as of now is about $1.38 billion. And with that, there's large growth expected within the coming years due to social media's rise in independent cooking channels and the increase in viewership of food-related content altogether. After doing some other research on Statista, we came across data saying that 38% of recipe app users were between the ages of 16 to 38. From this, we derived 524 million people, and then we found, or dollars, and then we found information from the US Census that showed that 9.46% of 16 to 34-year-olds live with their roommates. We then multiplied this by the 524 million we got, and we came out with our serviceable available market of about 49.8 million. And then we estimate that our serviceable obtainable market will be 4.98 million if we can capture 10% of the serviceable market by year 5 that I just talked about.
For our competition, the main competitors for our business is Big Oven, Our Groceries, Morsel, and other smaller meal planning applications. Big Oven and these competitors do a good job of keeping users' kitchens organized and full of recipe ideas, but lack when it comes to group living scenarios, especially in college. Kitchen Collab includes these features as well, but puts an emphasis on helping group meal planning. So it's displaying group favorites, cost per person, and meals for the week. Kitchen Collab aims to limit user spending by making the kitchen a more collaborative place by promoting cooking together. As well as these main competitors, social media enthusiasts create cooking content and recipe videos that can promote group cooking scenarios, but they do not offer an all-in-one solution where everything from the recipe idea, the inventory, the cost and savings can be displayed. They're just a quick video on Instagram Reels or TikTok with information in the caption, but details are limited here. For our go-to market, one of the marketing strategies we plan to execute is sponsoring college students as ambassadors. They can post their real-life experiences and how Kitchen Collab has positively benefited their living experiences. We believe by targeting influencers to make a video about our app, it'll be a valuable way to get our name out there to a large audience who are also in our target market. What this would look like would be us reaching out to these influencers like Riley Siraj and Alex Earl, who have a big following on Instagram and TikTok from posting their college experience, and then asking them if they would like to try our app out for free in exchange for a video. Along with these college influencers, we would love to partner with college athletes and their team, as most of them have a social media account and they have shared living arrangements. We would connect with the universities that do not have free meal plans for their athletes. Most colleges only provide free meal plans for the athletes that have scholarships, according to our research. Another strategy we plan to execute is a blog website that ties into the application, drawing in customers from informative articles based around cooking. We plan to allow these users a 2-month free trial with the intention to convert them to paying customers. Lastly, we will be utilizing our social media, including Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter, while hosting ads on these platforms. These ads would be focused around grocery stores, supplements, and food and lifestyle brands. And then, as you can see from our graph, with 2.98 million users at year 5, the cost of acquiring customers would be at 35 cents per user. The total amount spending on marketing for all 5 years is $529,000.
So our revenue model and financial projections. We estimate that over 5 years, we can onboard 2.98 million users, which will be generating 4.98 million in total revenue. So currently, our main competitor, Big Oven, is doing 1.5 million in revenue per year, and we think that we can get 2 million in revenue per year by year 5. So our revenue model is a premium service model. The application will be available for free download, but it will require a $5 one-time purchase per household at the end of the 2-month free trial. We think that the 2-month free trial is perfect because hopefully they will have the application implemented into their daily life, and they will see the need for it and see the benefit of spending the $5 by the end of the 2 months. So for our funding needs, in the first year, we expect to need $450,000 to launch. I will be assuming 70% ownership. Carter, Molly, and Dalton will each have 10% ownership. And for our funding needs, I will be able to fund $410,000, and each member will contribute $10,000. Some of our first year big expenses are marketing, development, maintenance, founder salary, and legal fees. And then here you can see the percentage weight of those top 5 expenses. Thank you. I would also like to add, if we could please be considered for the best presentation merit prize. Any questions?
Thank you. I'm assuming this is a time where judges can ask questions. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, perfect. I'll start off with the first question regarding the app and the application with using it for a shared household. How scalable is your application or your thought to expand beyond maybe 3-4 person roommate situation to maybe fraternity, sororities, and larger shared living accommodations?
Honestly, we have not looked into that, but we have had some thought of how we can kind of get it to a larger model. But also I feel like fraternity and sororities already have, like, being in a fraternity myself, and I know that Carter and Dalton are in a fraternity as well. They already have a very established thing with their cooks and chefs. But it would be good to maybe implement something where, the fraternity brothers can input things that they would like and put that into a grocery list as well. But we have not looked into that yet.
Thank you.
I would love to also add to that. I know, like, a lot, like for myself, I have 7 roommates and we're all in the same sorority. So they're called like live outs, where once you are done living in the sorority or the fraternity house, you usually move into a house with a bunch of your sorority or fraternity brothers and sisters. And so I think targeting them as well, other than just athletes and just like roommates in college in general, would be a really good target market for us to engage in.
Thank you.
I was curious about your one-time fee. Oh, sorry. Your one-time fee with the $5. At least a lot of apps I've seen, they tend to have a recurring fee, like annually or something like that. Like, how sustainable is that to continue funding app developments in the future with only having a one-time fee like that?
Yeah, so the one-time fee will be based on the group. So when users come into college and they create a group with their household, they don't always end up staying with that household throughout their college years. So once they move away and want to create a new group, they will have to pay that $5 again. So I should have clarified about that, but that is my bad. But yeah, so every time they create a new group, they will have to spend that $5 again.
Thank you. Thanks, Alex. Appreciate the presentation. I have a couple questions, but I can parse it out amongst the rest of the group here. The first one, does the app itself split out the costs amongst the group?
Yeah, so we haven't really looked into any of the development process or any of the programming, but say there is 4 users in one group, and if you're not in multiple groups, because there's also a feature where if you're going on a trip, sometimes people will want to split expenses and stuff like that. But you choose your group, and for that group, if it sees 4 users, it will split the total cost between those 4 users. So every user can know how much they're going to be spending that week.
All right, thanks. So another app that does that, it would be a Splitwise. Have you looked at that and that technology and thought about it from that angle, or have you looked into that as a, just out of curiosity?
That's an application where you just have, is that between users as well? I have not looked into
It
that.
is. Yeah, you load the receipt and it splits it amongst the users, the group that's created. So
Yeah.
just wanted to throw that out there as you're thinking about from a development perspective beyond just the food marketplace. What other competitors might be out there in the marketplace?
I think Carter looked into that, didn't you? And Molly?
Yeah, well, we talked about Big Oven. They're another big competitor of ours. They're doing pretty similar work to us, but also just I mean, Amazon will always be with Fresh and Instacart, them being able to deliver groceries. But the way we really like separate ourselves was just that waste management and that group living scenario, how roommates can split the bills on bigger meals and make different like nicer meals that they wouldn't normally ever try, but then be kind of taught how to do it and obviously split the price. But it also will keep in track of what you've already bought. So if you bought an onion and you only use half of it for one meal, it'll remember that and try to get you to use that onion before it turns to waste in whatever time that would be. So that's kind of how we're going to separate ourselves from just these other applications that can kind of help with cooking, but not do everything that we can do.
And adding on to that, I know that one of our other competitors that I've kind of looked into is like Mealime. It's another app just for like meal plans and recipes. So yeah, but they're just making the meal plans and the recipes, but this is more interactive with the users.
Thanks. Carter, you just mentioned about it's going to recognize usage of based off recipes. I'm assuming. So is the recipe auto-populating a shopping list then, and so that
yeah.
And then do you shop from the app, or do you go to Safeway or Walmart, and just have that list and take it with yourself?
Yeah, so you can do either. You can either go and buy the groceries that the app suggests you buy, but we also plan to link with local grocery stores that will accept us. This is more down the road on like our 3 to 5 year plan, but we want to be able to connect with the grocery stores so you could actually add those items to your cart kind of from the app, and you could either do like delivery if it's offered through Instacart partnerships, or you can have it ready so you can go pick it up when you're there. But yeah, we plan to have that all through like an in-app interface.
Thank you.
Oh, I was going to add to that as well, just quickly, with the, when we, hopefully down the road, when we start partnering with these local grocery stores, we can also help and find, things that are on sale during that week or like during that day. And so just like actively trying to help, the users save money as well.
Any other judges have questions? I don't want to monopolize time.
Yeah, I do have another question related to your financials. So you talked about the revenue and the plan for revenue by year 5. Can you tell us a little bit more about what the cost structure, your cost of goods, what makes up the majority of cost of goods for this business?
Yeah, so the majority of the cost of goods would be from the App Store. We've only looked into the App Store, but I know that their fee is 30%. So if we're mainly doing business on the App Store, it's gonna be 30%. So that's already been accounted into the figures that we have there as well.
Thank you.
Question about go-to-market. Why just college students?
So this might also be a question for Carter as well, but for our college students, or oh, I'm sorry, I was thinking of our target market, our go-to market to like for the ambassadors. I just wanted to clarify.
You can go either way. I'm just why limited to college students? Why
Yeah.
limited
So, well, we were also, I know Carter talked about just like roommates in general. So like post-living grad, or even families, like, families of 4 or 5, just to like cut costs on everything. But for college students, I know like, the influence, for the market side of it, the influence of like TikTokers and influencers that are in college are huge. A lot of them have like brand deals, links to like their Amazon storefront, and they'll post a video and that thing will be sold out the next day. And so just they're looked up so highly that if they are promoting a product or an app like ours that they've done and had a great experience with, it is most likely that other people will have it. I think about how HelloFresh has loved doing partnerships with TikTokers, YouTubers, and showing like they'll make a video about how they cooked with their family or cooked with their roommate. And I think that had a big influence on the rise in HelloFresh as well. And so in college.
I need to stop the event. No, you're fine. It's
so
just
sorry.
We're out of time for our question and answers. So
Okay.
I want to say thank you to this team, and you may now exit the room and the judges will be doing their jobs.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.